Hi! In this video, I talk about my first theater production, Stuart Little. I just wrapped my first theater production, which was Stuart Little. It happened earlier this month. There were 3 shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And what I'd like to go through is what did I experience and what did I learn as part of this whole process for you in case this is the first theater that you've ever done. First things first, you have to audition. So I actually have a video on that in-person callback. It was about a 5-week schedule. And the very first meeting we had was on a Friday from 6 to 9. And we did a reading with all the actors through the entire script, just so we could understand what our characters were, the flow, and the sequence of things. So even in that process, different characters were assigned out. The next thing you do is you've got your schedule, so you start showing up. It was very interesting how the script was put into bite-sized pieces. So we started with the first page and worked through page 5. Then from there, you'd work from page 6 to page 10. And only the actors that were required for those pages were actually there at the rehearsal. But usually every Sunday, we would do a full cast and try to work from the beginning to the end. One other thing that we did is we stage inside of our studio what the actual stage would look like when we would do our performances. We had chairs to represent the couch, chairs to represent a lamp, chairs to represent a phone, really different ways to be creative. And then we continue to go through this model where every week we would meet, do a little bit more, have your lines memorized, go through it all again on Sunday. And then it came for the actual performance week. We finally had access to the stage. At that point, we did a lot more with the actual staging. And since the performers were the ones bringing on the different props, we went through that as well. We continued to work through the entire play, trying to make sure we understood how long it would take to get changed, who would be actually moving pieces of the set on and off stage, and then continued to fine tune and rework pieces that needed work. Eventually we got to opening night and it was a little bumpy, but we learned a lot and we were able to apply that to the second and eventually the closing night. So some things that I've learned through this, it was really great to watch the creative director go through the exercise of understanding each character and where each actor would be in the scenes, and then being creative about how to accomplish that, especially in a play like Stuart Little where Stuart is very small, and what that would look like for the stage. In this play, we allowed for the audience to see actors off stage climbing and letting down backdrops, or off stage and coming on stage, or like I mentioned, taking the set on and off, and having that visibility into what that would actually look like when it was happening, and is interesting for me to see. Something else that I found interesting in addition to the creative vision and actually seeing that happen was being able to work with all these different characters and different actors and how everyone came together in a collaborative and teamwork sense. With a stage production, as soon as the first scene starts, the rest of the play is going to happen whether you want it to or not. And that's maybe one of the most exciting things. It's very dynamic in its nature. However the play starts, it's going to have to run through all the different scenes, all the different characters, and eventually you'll need to get to the end before you get a break. If you ever get the chance to work in theater and try something like I had done, I definitely would do one theater so that you get some exposure to what it's like to have a one-shot take on how you're going to do this production. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to applying some of the things I've learned and maybe in the future doing another theater like that. So if you're gonna try it, good luck, be bold, take chances, make choices, and let me know how it goes. Hey, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and let me know about your theater experience.